Welcome to part 10 of the Xenonauts Abridged commentary. Last time, a routine mission for Charlie 1 that was very messy but successful, a surprisingly successful mission for Charlie 3 on their first outing, capturing an alien officer, and now we're in the middle of a mission with Charlie 2. We've just cleared an area and now we need to attack a downed UFO. I was thinking maybe there'd only be one or two aliens and we could just skip over this, but in fact the assault on the UFO turned out to be the more interesting part of the mission. First there was one guy just standing outside and McScope embarrasses himself. He tries to fire at him, but it looks like he shot the tree he was hiding behind. He didn't even get his barrel around the edge of the cover before pulling the trigger. Not such a good move. I'm moving up on this other side as well, and again trying to use the trees and bushes as cover, but it doesn't quite go to plan. The alien fires and gets a hit on No Brain, I believe that was, killing her instantly, which I didn't expect. It did 44 damage, which is quite a lot for a hit against someone wearing the Jackal armor. I don't know if the aliens have upgraded weapons now or something. In the past we've seen hits like that doing even single figures amount of damage, so not sure what happened, but we've just lost an operative. I think it might have just been a really unlucky move. He got a really high roll for damage and for accuracy to hit us in full cover. Anyway, so we move on and open the door ready to attack. There's an alien in the corridor who's firing out. You can see what I'm setting up to do here. I'm going to have my snipers sit far away from the UFO to shoot down the corridor. The problem is the aliens, with their long range and good accuracy, are firing back down the corridor. So really this is a sniper battle we're getting into, since all aliens equipped with plasma rifles are in effect snipers. Meaning this isn't really the best idea, but since there's no cover in front of the door, there's not an enormous amount we can do otherwise. At least we do kill the first alien, then a volley comes out and suppresses both of our snipers here and damages Roger Ranger. Another shot thankfully misses. The upside to that little engagement is that now two aliens are standing in the corridor and we're right next to the corridor ready to counterattack. McScope's had enough of this and decides to slightly run away, not running too far, so I guess he wasn't that enthusiastic about leaving. And Ranger, despite being suppressed, does have the ability to fire back. I take a shot at the closer alien and kill it in one hit, so that was a nice job. As for the other alien, I'm going to attack with the team outside the door. I thought Safety Zone can probably do this in one hit with the shotgun. That turns out to be wrong due to some bad luck once more. So I have to take two shots, but now she can't move back out of the corridor. Meaning what I need to do is this: for safety purposes I need to put a shield in front of her, because I suspected there was one more alien just in the door, because I'd been shot at by what seemed like 3 volleys when the snipers were setting up. Anyway, there was an alien right there. It's an officer. He throws a grenade and it kills both Same Boots as last guy and Safety's on, and wounds Meat Shield and Friend Fire. That was bad. I forgot about grenades. We saw them very briefly in a previous part, but they're back. Maybe only certain aliens are allowed to throw the grenades, maybe just the officers, not quite sure. But that is bad news. My shield wall plan has completely backfired and now we're in trouble. I decided to try an alternative strategy now, and I think this is actually quite a good strategy, and I end up using this more in the future. First I just gas the room and then get out of the way, then put Meat Shield standing in line of sight of anything that walks into the room, because I strongly suspect the AI has no fog of war and it always knows where you are. So if I stand somewhere where it will be able to get into line of sight of me, it will go and just happen to do it and try to take a shot. The plan was I would lure him into the gas. At first it didn't seem to work. The officer didn't come back outside of the door, so I started setting up in the room after first smoking the room as well on top of the gas, so that if the rules really do work as the game claims, I would be invisible to the aliens. However, in this case the officer does now run into the room. The gas damages him, and then he runs back to where he was, so he effectively did nothing but took some damage. So the gas plan is working. The downside to the gas plan is that we can't charge in and just punch the guy or something, because the gas is in front of us as well. So once we've started gassing the room, it takes so long to go away that it's probably for the best to just keep gassing the room and try to follow this through to the end. There is a risk here, of course, which is that your guys will just pull the pin on the gas canister and drop it at their own feet and then stand there awkwardly, and everyone on our team would be stunned. However, in this case we were lucky enough to get the grenade thrown 2 feet in front of them, and that was enough. So we saw there the officer once again came over and breathed in the stun gas. I did actually continue trying that plan for like 4 or 5 more turns, but the guy didn't come in and we ran out of things to throw. But the anticlimactic ending was that we actually discovered him through a wall and did a cheeky through the wall hit with a stun baton to finish the stunning process. So that was the battle won, and the great news is that 2 operatives came back. It was No Brain and Same Boots as last guy. I would have rather saved safeties on as opposed to No Brain, but still, that's better than losing them all. So only 1 casualty after a very bad looking mission. Charlie 2 always seems to have quite poor luck, and now they're all wounded, but at least they're not all dead. The next thing to happen is the discovery of an alien base. The aliens have built some sort of facility over there in Europe, and now we have a special mission to go and attack it and see what's going on. Before I went on such a mission, I wanted to see how Charlie 1 was doing, because it's going to have to be them that does it, since they're the closest and our best team. But they were all wounded recently. A quick review reveals that they're mostly actually okay, they're just slightly wounded, apart from Ray and Prey, who's got more serious injuries. I decided to advance time a couple of hours, and then go back to look at them again to see just how much they were healing over time. It seems it takes a couple of hours to get 1% of their health back, so they heal pretty slowly even with the medical center upgrade. So no point waiting for them to be in good condition, just slap plasters on it and we're going in, because I don't want this alien base to disappear or nuke us or something unexpected anyway. So here we get a message saying there are 2 ways to complete this special mission: either destroy the base or capture it. We need to destroy the power core or just kill all of the enemies on the map to get the capture. We're first faced with a dilemma. There is a fork out of the first room. Do we go left or do we go right? No way of knowing where either of those corridors goes or which one is more interesting to take. I decided to go left, but to also leave a couple of team members, Useless and Trigger Down, behind to watch the right corridor, because the message had also warned that the aliens are going to be using secret passages and teleporters to outflank us. So I thought I'll watch that corridor in case anything comes up behind us while I'm investigating the corridor to the left and in front of us. As it turns out, there are some aliens here. The first time I opened this door there was nothing. The second time I opened it there were 3 aliens in this corridor, so they're obviously coming at us right now. The drone is the closest enemy, and Verve now is in a nice position to take it down. He can lean around this corner, hit it with the laser rifle. Takes 2 shots to bring it down, but that's all fine. Now I'm going to be really conservative. We probably could try and attack those other aliens this turn, but there's no rush. I'm just going to close the door so they can't see us, and then stand behind the door, just to give us some extra defense in the event that they try and charge through. I'm also going to carefully get my gunners to face the other direction, so they don't feel tempted to just unload on our own team if the door does get opened by something, since when they have full time units at the end of the turn, they might actually take reaction fire. Now there is indeed a little rear attack coming in through that other corridor. Trigger Down gets hit by an alien just sprinting right at us, but now the alien is in a nice position to be attacked itself. The psychic attacks continue to come in, so far not causing any major issues. Anyway, Tina opens fire on that alien after Useless reopens the door. Useless is suppressed by all that, but the alien's down, and Useless providing at least some use in this battle. Now Barrel Scrape opens the door to look at those other 2 aliens we saw earlier. One of them was just outside the door, so I went in for some stick work and took it down in 1 hit. Very good. Now it's just that red shirt guy, and for him we're actually in luck, because this little setup of containers creates a little bunker type thing right next to the red guy, so Buckshot can go into great cover and then get a close range shot on the alien. The first shot completely misses somehow, the second one gets the kill. Very good. Now I gradually moved the team out into this corridor, and more aliens appeared on the right. A shot comes in onto Ray and Prey and misses. Another one does the same thing. Both shots seem to hit the ground at her feet or something, and she panics as a result of these near misses. So now she can't move. That's a problem, because she'll just get shot again, potentially, in the alien turn. I need to save Ray and Prey. She's our best operative, most likely. So it's time to make sure she is safe. First, a shot goes out to kill kill the nearest alien since it was very close. That was easy. Then I just smoke the room. So in theory, the aliens now can't see us, but you might note we can still see them. So whether smoke really blocks line of sight is a little bit up in the air. As it happens, the aliens didn't fire at us. Maybe because they couldn't see us, maybe because they just happened to be moving that turn. And we were able to take the alien nearby down with Hillary Highcal firing from that nice little bunker position. There was still another alien in the room, as Verfenau discovers. In this case, we can get quite close with a whole load of time units left, so I'm going to make an attack with Verfenau rather than playing it safe, and it pays off. We get the kill, and this room is captured. More action for our rear guard. Trigger Down is hit by a burst from a drone that appears and then disappears during the alien turn. We'll have to just sit there and hope it comes into range. We discover the alien power core, or what I presumed was the alien power core, and I think it is. So if we destroy that blue thing, we'd automatically win, but we're going to go ahead with the rest of the mission since I think it's going okay. The drone puts more damage onto Trigger Down, gets destroyed itself, but Trigger Down must be in a bit of a state right now. And then Boehm Headshot decides, screw this, and just decides to run off on his own through the base. I don't know why he panicked right there. He seemed to be in an okay position. He discovers an alien in this corridor to his left. I wanted to save him because he's in danger. He can easily just be shot where he's standing. The aliens try, but fortunately enough, they fail. So we'll have to get him back to his sniper rifle while the rest of the squad sets up to engage those aliens we can now see. I'm going to bring our rear guard back now. Since they're too far away to be of any use, we need to slowly bring them back around to join the squad after a quick check to make sure there was nothing there right now. In that corridor, there are actually two aliens. There's an officer at the end and one in the middle who's already suppressed, probably from the officer's shots earlier. So I'm going to set up around the corridor, ready to make an attack. And I thought I could do this cheeky move. I'm going to throw a stun grenade about halfway down the corridor, and the area of effect should mean that the alien that's in the middle will now be affected by the gas. A little look in the next turn reveals that the officer's run away, but the alien in the middle is still there, and he's in the gas. All I need to do is wait, so we'll just skip this turn, get hit with some psychic attacks, nothing too bad right now, and the alien was indeed stunned. Then, while I was waiting for the rearguard to catch up, Verfenau decided he'd also had enough of this and started running away. I sent Useless to talk him out of it. They always come back after one turn, so this is just a delay effectively. We'll wait for him to come back and get his weapon and stuff and continue to set up in this corridor. Now once we're all ready, I opened the door at the end to reveal what is the Alien Command Center in retrospect. I didn't know what it was at the time, of course, but this is the room where if you capture it, it reveals the whole map, so that's quite nice. Barrel Scrape has a look round and we can see there are 3 aliens inside, each sitting in the corner. So I'm just going to close the door for now. This proves quite hard because the door only has like 1 pixel left once it's open. We eventually close the door to just wait for a while sitting in the corridor. Then I'm going to try some more stun grenade sneakiness. We throw a grenade around the corner so that the area of effect should be covering just about where that officer was sitting, and if he tries to run away he'll have to run through the gas now since he's cornered. And after a couple of turns we check back in, and indeed the officer has fallen unconscious, so that plan worked. The other 2 aliens are still sitting in the corner. Clearly they intend to defend the room rather than be aggressive. So all I'm going to do is stay in the corridor and try to blast them from a distance, constantly closing the door to buy ourselves cover from any potential alien counterattacks. Managed to suppress half my own team there, but anyway, the principle works. We can shoot from behind cover and just about get line of sight, at least once we've destroyed all the chairs and stuff in the way, which will happen eventually if we just keep firing. We kill the one in the left corner. Ray and Prey starts working on the guy in the right corner who's shifted ever so slightly now. I ended up leaving the door open for one turn accidentally, so the alien tried to shoot us. He didn't get any damage, however, Boehm Headshot shot Verfenau in the back at point blank range. Fortunately, Verfenau barely took any damage. I guess our weapons just absolutely suck. Even a sniper rifle at point blank range is just like, oh, what was that? I liked that he turned round as well, like, you what? Excuse me, sir. Anyway, so we're now going to try and get a shot on this other guy. Boehm Headshot's going to redeem himself there with a nice little snipe, not that it gets the kill. I need to keep clearing people out of the way because while I can shoot with Ray and Prey, I'll probably end up hitting Verfenau with this specific angle. So once the way is clear, although not quite clear of cover, we take the shot, we do manage to get the kill, and since we've now captured this room, it reveals the map, so now we can see everything in the base. There's only one enemy left according to the thing on the right, that yellow circle. Can you see it? It's on the screen right now. I couldn't see it as I was playing and scrolling around trying to work out where this guy was. We eventually discover him after walking around. He was just sitting in the corner and was hidden by some walls and detritus. We get a kill, and that's the end of the mission. So no losses. A pretty successful base assault, I think. Everyone gets a medal as well for taking part in this special mission. The disappointing part of all this is you don't get very much money for doing it. I was hoping that we'd capture like loads of alien weapons, because it's the alien weapons that give you money after the mission. We get about the same amount of money that you normally get for an operation. So that's a shame, since we really could use loads more money, and those pesky humans we're trying to save just won't pay up at the moment for some reason. Anyway, it does give us some things we can do more long term. We can research the communications array that we captured from the base to potentially intercept the alien transmissions and maybe get warnings about when UFOs are going to appear or something. And we also get this little analysis that comes up, an automatic research I suppose, that was really useless. It just told us that there were 2 ways to capture an alien base, but the tutorial message already told us that, so not particularly helpful. One thing it does allow us to do is research a new tech called like base improvement or something, base upgrade that's it, which supposedly makes our base better by taking ideas from the alien base that we now possess. You can't use the base, by the way, for anything. We just kind of have it in the background. I guess we have their databases and such, and maybe something will come of that, but I doubt it. I think the game is going for the old don't reward the player option here. Now we ended up with another fight in the air over China. It was another case where I've got 2 foxtrots, which means the enemy fighters are going to be a bit bothersome. So this time I'm going to try and really make use of the evasive roll thing that supposedly allows you to dodge attacks. The only problem, which I hinted upon last time, is that there's no way of knowing how to use it. You can click on it, but nothing visibly happens. So I waited until it looked like my planes were about to get hit by something, clicked on it, but I don't know, didn't appear to help. The planes get wrecked by a volley of fire from the fighters. Fortunately, while those enemy fighters are distracted firing at the foxtrots, my Condor downs both of them really quickly, so it went okay in the end, I suppose. Now I was taking a look at Charlie 2 to see if we should go on the mission that this aerial combat has generated, and I noticed something strange about Pumpy Parker. He's only on 55% health, and I remember I took him out of the squad a really long time ago because he was only on 55% health. He's not healing for some reason, and I just didn't know why. Maybe there's like a permanent injury mechanic that just doesn't have any particular UI indication or anything, because he's not healing, the rest of the squad, and Charlie 2 is. We've got a medical centre here, so just not sure what's happening, and that's pretty annoying because Pumpy Parker was good, and we're still paying him his salary to just sit around and have no legs or something. Not quite sure what's going on. Anyway, I skipped the mission in the end, since I didn't even have enough people to put a full squad out, although immediately after doing that I got some reinforcements that I'd ordered ages ago, so if I'd waited probably could have done something. Now I'd completed the alien heavy plasma research. This was another big disappointment. It just tells you that the alien heavy plasma has shorter range and is more powerful than the regular plasma, but doesn't let you do anything, and considering that I spent months of the game researching that, that seems completely useless. So in retrospect, a very skippable research. So even the limited research I was doing while the annoying not scientist assigning thing was stealing my research power was pretty useless. Here we are some days later. I was just checking in with Parker again. He's still not healing. The others are, and I've got some more people, so I'll be able to put a new Charlie 2 together. And I think the best option probably is to just fire Pumpy Parker there. Although that said, it might be handy to have a backup guy just in case we need someone, no matter how much health they have. Anyway, more UFOs appear all over the world, lots this time, so we're going to have lots of engagements going on at once. Over here in Europe, I had been flying towards something over Africa, but something much closer appeared, so we'll do that to save time. We've also got a couple of contacts over America. A corvette is hit with our Foxtrots, just what we like to see. All we'll need to do is fly at them and hit the torpedoes, and we're not going to do any aggro dodging or anything. Like, I realised that just flying right even into the front of the corvette and launching the torpedoes is pretty safe as long as you turn away at the last second, so there we have it. The only issue is that the Foxtrots, to get back to base, actually get intercepted by some fighters who my Condors hadn't caught up to. And that's going to be an issue because the Foxtrots don't have any anti-fighter capability. These fighters, I suppose, are the hard counter to the Foxtrots. However, we can just say retreat at the start of the fight. Our planes turn around and leave the map, and the fighters aren't fast enough to attack us before we leave. You can actually fly quite far off the map before it counts you as leaving the battle, but whatever the case, once the fight's over and nothing happened, I guess there's invincibility frames. Since we weren't immediately re-engaged by the fighters, we flew away a little bit, and now our condors arrived to deal with the fighters. So everything went fine in the end with a little bit of micro. There's a new mission then for Charlie 3 to take a look at over there, and we also downed the corvettes that we were attacking over Europe. Again, just fly right at them and destroy it with no problem once you have 2 Foxtrots. I'm chasing a scout over Asia there, but I've annoyingly put a Condor in the squadron, which is slowing things down because I forgot that these scouts are too fast for Condors to catch up with, and you can't split the squadron once it's in the air for some reason, so that's just annoying. I just left them to it in case they somehow caught up with them. Sometimes the scout will make a U-turn and accidentally hit us. And then I'm going to make a nice big mistake because Charlie 3, going on this mission, launches it in the middle of the night. My excuse for not noticing it was night this time was that I was playing with the map really zoomed out, and I was looking at Asia, where it was daytime, so a mission came up. I said, yep, do the mission, and forgot that the mission was happening in the Americas, where it's nighttime during Asia's daytime. Anyway, so I've stumbled into this, and we'll see if I can stumble back out of it in the next part.